Hello everyone, this is Seth Weissman and welcome to another episode of Safe Real Estate. Today we're going to talk about the duty of a buyer to inspect a property that they are interested in purchasing. And in today's market, most buyers hire home inspectors. And if you don't hire a home inspector, I do not think that is a very smart idea on the buyer's part. But there is a limit to what a home inspector will look at, and it should not eliminate the duty of a buyer to also carefully inspect the property. As a matter of fact, we are seeing a lot of cases recently where things are hidden under furniture, under plants, under rugs, and truthfully, I'm unaware of a home inspector who moves plants or moves hallway rugs to look to see what is underneath a rug. And in these cases, we have seen termite damage, we've seen water stains, we've seen major structural cracks, and the buyer then says, I want to sue the seller for fraud. And when that happens, what buyers have to remember is that Georgia is still a caveat emptor state or a buyer beware state. And what that means is that the buyer has to show that they could not have discovered the fraud through a careful, diligent inspection of the property. And to give you an example of how our courts have looked at this issue, we had a case many years ago where a buyer sued a seller for fraud, saying you should have disclosed to me that there were charred timbers in the corner of the attic. Case went up to the Court of Appeals. Court of Appeals said this was something that the buyer could have discovered had they done a careful inspection of the property. Case dismissed. We also had a more recent case where there was water ponding in the corner of the crawl space. Buyer sued the seller for fraud, went up to the Court of Appeals again. Court of Appeals this time also said, case dismissed, buyer could have discovered the existence of the water ponding in the crawl space. And with those two cases in Georgia, I worry mightily that if the buyer does not move plants, does not move rugs, does not move furniture that can easily be moved, that the buyer will not be able to win a case for fraud against the seller. Now, if it's a situation where there's a very heavy piece of furniture, I do not think there is a duty on the part of the buyer to hire a moving company to move it. But those things which can be easily moved, I think the buyer should move them and is under a duty to see what lies beneath. If they don't do it, they may have to live with the consequences of their inaction. I hope you have found this episode of Safe Real Estate helpful. As always, it's great to see you. Please continue to tune in. And if there's anything we can do to help you, we are here for you. Bye now.